Hi, it's is it April 15th already, 2016, and this is the date of the average last frost, April 15th for the zone. We're in zone 7 here in central Virginia, and so for much of Virginia and other localities, the average last frost is April 15th. Now, a lot of people think, oh, as soon as April 15th gets here, I'm good to go out and plant my tomato plants because we're not going to have another frost. That's not necessarily true. You may be lucky and not have another frost, but even if we don't have another frost, your tomato plants do not enjoy being put into the cold soil and going through nights where it's into the 30s. Tomato plants are a warm season plant, just like pepper plants and cucumber plants and many others. They want to be out there. Basil plants, they like when it's warm. They're warm season plants. And so putting them outside as soon as you think that you're not going to have another frost, even if, as I do, I look at the extended forecast before I put my plants out. But generally, I'm not looking to see, oh, we're not going to have another frost. I'm looking to see we're not going to have more days in the 30s. And, you might guess, and then later on you might have a day that goes down into the 30s, but not actual frost, and your plant will survive it and it'll be okay. But to go through many days where your plant at night is in the 30s, it's in the cold soil, it could be cold rain, your plants aren't going to be real happy. They'll probably live through it, and then they'll end up doing just fine. One year I actually did sort of a little experiment. I planted half of my tomato plants as early as I could, probably around April 15th, didn't see a frost coming. And the other ones, they were in pots, and I would take them out in the morning when the temperature was up above 45, and then at night I'd back my pickup truck out, put them in the back of my truck, and drive them into the garage, and so that they wouldn't have to spend the night in anything below 45 degrees. And then, so then I had the others in the garden, and they survived because they didn't have a frost. And I put the others out in the garden, I think, very beginning of May. And so it wasn't really a big time difference. And basically, within a matter of weeks, the plants looked the same. You couldn't tell one from the other. So you can rush to get them out thinking I'm gonna get the jump on it. And it doesn't necessarily work that way, and you run the risk of being out in a frost. So to my friends that are asking me, hey, is it time to put the tomato plants out yet? I would say probably not. It'd be okay if they're in pots, take them outside and put them in the sun during the day. Just don't forget, bring them in at night because it's cold. And that's what I've been doing. Now, there are certain things that do like cooler weather. I planted my potatoes, and they're looking really fantastic this year. They're very happy. I had to cover them up because we had a hard frost, and I covered them folded up a tarp and put the tarp over them. You can kind of see them right here, 9 o'clock in the morning. And so I have these tomato plants here, all in a row. I bought a bag of seed potatoes. See how healthy and nice these look. And I've got some great compost in here this year. I really have enriched the soil, and there's another little partial row back here. So potato plants, they don't mind cold weather. As a matter of fact, at the end of June, they're going to look pretty much like they're dead, and it'll be time to harvest them about a week after they have that dead look. And hey, some money plants. Anybody need some money? They look beautiful. They're biennial, and anybody want the little money packets full of seeds? I'll give them to you, and you can sprinkle your seeds, and then they'll just pop right up. And my columbine. So all of these things, they can go through a frost, these type of things. And I wish I'd never planted the honeysuckle, but the grandkids love it. And of course, pansies. Pansies can go right through the winter, at least here in the zone 7. So they look fantastic. They're very happy out here because they like the cool weather, and then we'll get to a certain time and they're going to be looking pretty bad, and I'll put something else in there. But the soil is, we haven't had that much rain, so it's very workable. I was out here yesterday just looking at it to see how easy it would be to get it ready, and I've got a lot of leaves and stuff worked in there. The soil is ready, but it's cold. And the plants don't want to spend the night out here. So they've been in the garage. And there's a couple of geraniums. And then, like I said, the basil does not like cold weather. But on the other hand, here's my cilantro, which likes cooler weather, and then it's going to look horrible when it starts to warm up. But I took everything in the garage overnight. And these are petunias I planted from seed, and I'm actually going to plant some of these outside. Petunias can undergo a light frost, and I don't know that we're going to have another frost. I was looking at the temperatures, and I still have my tomato plants upstairs in the attic under the lights, and my pepper plants, and since I have things to do tomorrow night, and I'm not going to really want to, to have to worry about how am I going to get them in at night before they get too cold, I decided to just leave them up there for another couple of nights, and I'll get them outside later. But these are about 2-3 inches tall. So my strawberry plants look fantastic. So just a word to the wise, don't rush it. It's not necessarily going to help you. Just keep your tomato plants inside for a little longer. If you are going to actually buy them from the store, you might want to buy them, and then you'll have to babysit them by taking them inside and at night, or you should. But if it doesn't get a frost, then they probably won't die. Happy gardening.